Who else out there enjoys a slow Sunday? That is definitely something that the winter months are good for, is taking a really slow day and not feeling too guilty about it. Maybe a little bit of guilt, but not too guilty. And so I thought today was going to be a slow Sunday, but apparently, apparently my parents have plans. We're going to go to some event in a little while, so I wanted to get my daily video done today. And I haven't really talked much about this daily YouTube journey, challenge, etc. My coach, Glo Atanmo, challenged us to do 100 days in a row. And I think I'm on 50 something. I don't know. I don't even know how many at this point. But just making it become a habit and helping us to refine our message and how we want to help, etc. And I'm not sure if, like many of you, joined me through my videos that I've been talking about pre-retirement, the last 10 to 15 years before retirement, which is definitely an important factor in what I've been talking about and working on these last couple of years. And I realize I may not have given much context beyond that. I am, my name is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister. And I named myself that because I wanted to help women a bit younger than me as they enter what I experienced as a really challenging time. That perimenopause, going into menopause years, was, it really did a number on me. And I have wanted to help other women to make it less challenging, less painful. And I am someone who I spent the bulk of my adult years very ambitious, very goal oriented, very focused. Career focused only because I like to keep busy, I like to achieve, I like to accomplish. But my number one goal through my adult years was to find a partner, to get married and start a family, and also have an amazing career and live a big, full life. So that was my goal. That was my intent. That was the blueprint that I was handed as a little girl. And I worked very hard to achieve all of that and never found the right partner. So did not marry, and then, and as a result, decided I did not want to have children without a partner. And that came with a lot of guilt and soul searching and all of that kind of stuff. So all of that played out in my 30s and in my 40s. My 30s and my 40s, that was a freaking battlefield, uh, emotionally and socially, and trying to feel like I was enough and trying to feel like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing and that I was accomplishing and that I was, becoming the full woman that I was meant to be, like, and how society saw me and treated me and all of those things. My 30s and 40s, that was a real struggle. So for my younger sisters out there who are in your 30s and 40s and you're really going through it, I see you and I get it, especially if you desire a lifelong partner and family and it hasn't happened for you yet. I I understand the depth of that struggle and that pain. And I was constantly working on myself. I was constantly working to improve myself, working to be the partner that I wanted to be, and did I was constantly trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, all of those things. And it still didn't happen. I had multiple relationships. I've talked about this in previous videos. but it didn't work out. But meanwhile, what did work out was my career. I was continuing to achieve and accomplish and climb the ladder and get more job titles, all those things. And then when I hit the wall in my late 40s into my early 50s, and it went on for quite a while. I mean, it wasn't always the depth, like I wasn't always at the lowest of my lows. Uh, it was, ups and downs, just like every other season of life. But it was late 40s to early 50s, probably were more lows than highs. I think. Definitely still had some highs, still had some joys. I have great friends and had great adventures and did a lot of traveling and all of that. But I struggled with what my identity was. Like, now that I was letting go of what wasn't ever going to be and what wasn't going to happen, who am I? And at the same time, what I valued and what I desired started to change. And even the things that had been coming easy to me professionally started to not feel right. So like many of you, I hit a wall. I was exhausted. I was done. It was a struggle getting up and going through the motions and achieving all that I needed to achieve and doing all that I needed to do and taking care of all the things I needed to take care of. And I hit a real low right around the pandemic. Like, I think the pandemic sort of gave me permission to stop and assess and reevaluate and figure out, do I really want to continue this way? Do I really want to keep living life this way? I couldn't think. I was tired of doing the self improvement. Like, I was tired of digging into what else I could do and how else I could make myself better and finding my purpose and all of those things that used to respark my joy and energy. I just didn't have the joy and energy for. So as I hear from you, from many of you in my comments about where you are right now, and some of you, I feel the hopelessness of it. I feel the lack of clarity of not knowing. And when I read those comments, I can close my eyes and take myself right back to how that felt and how I felt at that time. And it's interesting thinking back on it now that I'm on the other side of it, because I feel like I've come out the tunnel to the bright blue skies, and like a switch has gone off, and I see things differently and I experience life differently, and my priorities are different, and I'm committed to helping other people and helping other women, especially who've been going through tough times. But I'm also committed to finding joy in the journey. I'm committed to continuing to learn and to grow and to be joyful while I do it and have fun while I do it. And that's what I've been trying to teach on this channel. I mean, there's definitely times where I have low moments and I reach out to you, and I'd love to get your advice and comments and stuff, and I so appreciate hearing your wisdom. And I'm also trying to share with you what I've learned through my experiences. And I took a step back and tried to figure out, okay, I was at the lowest of lows where I did not want to think ahead 5 years. I mean, the thought of that was beyond depressing. It was almost a life or death situation. How did I go from that to now being in a place where I am happier and more joyful and more content and more at peace and more fulfilled and more connected than I've ever been in my life? How did that happen? And I've broken it down into exactly what I did and how I did it. The internal work, but also the external work, like also the actual action. So yes, it takes a lot of internal work. It took therapy. I definitely had a lot of therapy, not when I was at the lowest of lows, because I didn't have any therapy during the pandemic or anything, but for a few years prior to that, I did. So obviously, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. What I am is I am someone who seeks to find answers, seeks to find solutions, and someone who likes to take action and implement the action. And I like to help other people who struggle with implementing the action and figuring out which action to take. That fills me up too. If I can help someone else gain some clarity, figure out the actions, and actually get the oomph to take the action, uh, that's just the best thing ever. So through the various programs I've offered in the last couple of years, I offered a Stuck to Stellar support circle a few years ago. I've written an ebook, 7 Steps to Finding Joy, and I've created the Grown Up Gap Year playbook because I strongly believe that me taking a sabbatical, taking some time to really heal and get clear was helpful, and taking a break for me, it resulted in redesigning my life and redesigning what my life looks like. But that doesn't have to be the case for everybody. And now, as I've been hosting these monthly virtual coffee chats for Gen X women, I've been having a lot of those conversations on threads about the different struggles and challenges that are facing women in our age group. And we've been having some amazing conversations and women sharing their stories of pivoting and starting over or enhancing their lives, really trying to help those of us who are still struggling and still trying to pull themselves out of it. So I've been doing that. Having the vision board celebration a couple of weeks ago sort of recommitted me to my mission of guiding and helping women, because I feel like you've taken so much on yourself, on your plate, on your shoulders. And I think there's a lot of reasons behind that we could talk about, could peel back those layers of why do we take on everybody else's pain and emotions? Why do we take on the responsibility of everybody else's needs and put ourselves last? A lot of reasons behind that. But bottom line is we have to shed some of that. We have to let go of something. We have to leave room for ourselves. That all of this led to me putting all of my findings and learnings into the Permission to Pause live workshop that I'm having in a couple of weeks. Permission to Pause, how to design your pre-retirement. So if you are in a place where you're feeling like completely stuck, I want to share what I've learned. I want to share how I've gotten to the other side. And I'm 4 weeks in 4 weeks. four I'm 4 weeks into this YouTube journey. I'm 4 years into my pre-retirement, what I have considered my pre-retirement, as I've designed a life that gives me the joy and the fulfillment and the impact and everything that I've longed for and finally have. So, check it out. I'll put the link in the notes here. But I just wanted to thank you for following along on this journey. And thank you for all of your comments, all of your words of encouragement, even those of you trolling me. Thank you. Even those of you calling me out. Thank you for that too. It's all good. Everyone's welcome here. And I work hard to respond to every single comment. Occasionally I find a comment that I never saw before. So if I miss one, I apologize. But I really feel like there's a lot of strength in our community and working together and helping each other. So I would love to meet you and see you on March 7th. If not, if that's not for you, I get it, but I'd still love to see you in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, your Gen X Big Sister. And if you do come on March 7th, what are we going to do? We're really going to peel back some of the layers. We're going to take some time to make you a priority. We're going to work on what does it take to get clarity? What does it take to get excited about something again? What does that look like? And then what is the action that needs to happen? Like, what is the first step? How do we take action with that? And what do we need to let go of? So if you just want that jump start, you want that clarity, you want to sort of kind of kick it into gear a little bit and get started and pull yourself up, that's what we're going to do together on that Saturday in a couple of weeks. Uh, anyway, this is Amy Palmer. I am your Gen X big sister, signing out.